I will be sharing with you the difference between music from the Middle Ages and jazz music. They are very different, right? So, for the first part, I will compare the based on musical elements such as texture, rhythm, form, and the instrument. So, to begin with, Middle Ages music existed for the year 450 until 1450, and while jazz music emerged between 1900 until 1950. Quite a big difference in time, right? Next, let's move on the texture, where there are clear difference. In the Middle Ages, music used monophonic texture and the early form of polyphony, such as organum and motet. And meanwhile, jazz music used polyphonic texture, often the improvisation. And however, the similarity between the two of that is polyphony play an important role in the both style. And next we move to the rhythm. In the Middle Ages, rhythm was often free and unmeasured, especially in the early pension. As a music development, more structured rhythmic modes appeared, especially in the motet and organum. In contrast, jazz has a strong and syncopated rhythm, often based on the swing and groove. It is more energetic and expressive. And the difference is Middle Ages rhythm was more flowing and less defined, while jazz used a complex and a driving rhythm. And the similarity is they both use rhythmic to express mood and support the musical form. So let's move to the form. And the music in the Middle Ages follows simple form like chant, round and strophic structure. As the time passed, more complex form like motet and messes developed. And in jazz, the form is usually based on the chorus structure, such as 12-bar blue, AABA or rondo, and theme and a variation with space for improvisation. And let's talk to the different. Different is a Middle Ages music follow the religious or courtly structure, and while jazz form more flexible and focus on the personal expression. So the similarity is both follow the repeating structure to organize the music. So let's talk about the instrument. During the Middle Ages, instruments include the lute, harp, recorder, hurdy-gurdy, and the early organ. Many performed were vocal, especially in church. And the jazz common instruments include the saxophone, trumpet, and piano, double bass, drum, and sometimes voice. So the difference is Middle Ages instruments were mostly acoustic and traditional, while jazz used modern instruments and even electric version. So the similarity is both era use the instrument to support melody and harmony depending on the setting. Now we're done with element. Now let's move to the music style. In the Middle Ages, music was mostly vocal, especially sacred music like jujur and chant. Instruments were used, but often in secular or folk setting. In jazz, both vocal and instrument style are prominent, and instrument solo and improvisation a key feature, but vocal also play an important expressive role like jazz standard, scat, and scat singing. So the difference is the Middle Ages focus on the human voice, while jazz equally value instrument and vocal. So the similarity is both styles use music to express emotion and tell story, and whether sacred or personal. Next point is improvisation, and improvisation in the Middle Ages was minimal, especially in the sacred music where the structure was strict. However, some improvisation happened in the ornamental during secular performance. So in jazz, improvisation is essential. Musical often create melody and solo on the spot, especially during live performance. So the difference is improvisation was rare and subtle in the Middle Ages, but in a core characteristic of jazz. So the similarity is both styles allow some level of the creative expression within the limit of their time. Let's talk about the performance context. Middle Ages music was mainly performed in church, court, or public gathering. Sacred music dominant and performance had a formal and spiritual purpose. So, and jazz is a typical performed in the club, concert, street, and festival. Often in the relaxed or lively atmosphere, it emerged from African American community and become a popular entertainment form. So let's talk about the difference. In the Middle Ages, music was often religious and ceremony, and the jazz is a more secular, social, and expressive. The similarity is both communities together and reflect the value of their time. The last point is composer focus, and in the Middle Ages, the focus was on the serving religions and purpose or courtly function. Composers like Jung Mashu and Hildegard of Bingen were respected, but the music was not always credited to a personal. In jazz, composers often also performance in improviser like Duke Ellington and Miles Davis, who were celebrated for their creativity and innovation. And let's talk about the different. Middle Ages composers often work anonymously or for religious institutions, but jazz composers are often famous individuals with unique personal style. And their similarity is both contribute significant to shaping the music of their era. And now I'm finished with the element and the music style. Let's move to the historical context. Its time period. Middle Ages music spanned from around 5th to 50th century, a period that includes the early Christian church in medieval kingdom and feudal society. And jazz music began in the early 20th century onward. And during the post-slavery era, industrialization and the Harlem Renaissance in America. So the difference is the Middle Ages music belonged to the much early historical period, while jazz emerged in the modern style. And their similarity is both reflect the spirit and social condition of their respective time period. Next is origin. Middle Ages music originated in Europe, especially in church and royal court, with the influence for the Roman and early Christian traditional, and jazz originated in the United States, particularly in the New Orleans, influenced by African American musical traditional, blue, ragtime, and gospel. So the difference is Middle Ages music has Europe religion root, while jazz has African American and multicultural roots in the United States. So the similarity is both start locally but later spread globally and influenced by many cultures. And the next point is cultural role. In the Middle Ages, music served a religion and ceremonial purpose. It was central to worship, education, and noble gathering. In jazz, music served as a form of expression, resistance, entertainment, and cultural identity. So I have four, and especially for African American community. And the difference is Middle Ages music was more sacred and controlled by the church, while jazz is more personal, expressive, and wrought in the freedom. So, talk about the similarity. They both play a powerful role in shaping their society and giving people a voice. And the last point to the historical context is musician influence. Middle Ages music influence is developed of the Western classical music, including the notation system, harmony, and early instrument. And jazz influenced by the modern genre like blue, rock, R&B, hip hop, pop, and even classical fashion. So the difference is Middle Ages led the function of Western classical traditional, while jazz shaped modern and contemporary music. And the similarity is both have a lasting impact on the evolution of the global music and study in the music history today.